Hey, you fish freaks. Welcome to episode number 81 of the KFO show, brought to you by the Wendell Fishing YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out, over 1,500 videos, daily shorts, daily community posts, this weekly podcast, KFO show, and about 1 to 2 videos a week. And we're inching up on 12 million views for the channel. So excited about that. Got a lot of fantastic upcoming shows. I have guests like World's Worst Fishing, Creek Fishing Adventures, Dalton Albright, Fishing with Gramps, Bearded Paddler, Garrett Wade, and Drew Gregory already slated over the next couple months. So tune in. Make sure you hit that sub button. I'm bringing the heat. Also, I'll be at the Columbus Fishing Expo on February 9th. If you're going to be there that Sunday, please let me know. We'll definitely hook up. Love to meet you. But tonight, folks, I have Dan and Sebastian from Headbanger Lures on the show to showcase their lure selection. And I think you're going to like what we are going to be sharing. So, Dan, Sebastian, welcome to the show, bros. How you guys doing?
Hello. Happy to be here.
And thank you for inviting us.
Yeah. Now, real quick, I know this because I asked the question earlier. I was like, where are you guys from right now, and what time is it?
Actually, it's in the middle of the night in Sweden where we live. And I'm sitting in Luleå. It's a little bit far north, and Sebastian is near.
Yeah,
exactly.
and more to the south, close to a city town, a town called Gothenburg.
Okay. And it is 2:30 in the morning right now for you guys.
Yes.
Correct.
Perfect time for show.
Why not? Why not? Perfect time. So I tip my hat to you guys. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern here in Ohio, 2:30 a.m. Life of a business owner right here, folks. Live and present. Well, thank you guys for showing up. I'm excited because I actually have one of your lures, the Spitfire, and I've never slung it yet. However, one of my buddies caught his personal best bass off the Spitfire, and so just got my hands on it a couple months ago. Look forward to slinging it here in the spring once ice is off. But first, before we get into the tactical of all the lures that you guys have to offer, how to fish them, we're going to talk about that, the gear setup that you would recommend. We have videos with underwater footage. It's going to show you how these react a lot differently than a lot of the other lures out there on the market today. So we're going to get into all that. However, I want to hear the story of Headbanger Lures, right? I know it began back in 2015. And so I want to hear why start a lure company. And so I'm not sure who the best person to ask that question to, but I'm throwing it out there. Dan, Sebastian, which one of you?
Yeah, this one is definitely for Dan. Just to mention quickly that Headbanger Lures and another company which are mostly into polarized eyewear called Leech Eyewear, which is the company I'm from the start. So we merged recently.
Yes.
And this is definitely Dan's area because I can't speak for the story.
Okay, so Sebastian, you came over from Leech, which I wore all last season. Love them. Great optics. All right, Dan, let's hear the story of sounds like it was your baby.
Yeah, it was. And actually, I've been really keen on fishing all my life. And I also worked as an artist for most of my life. And actually, water have been one of my favorite artists' materials. I've been working in ice and snow and all kind of water. So it's also a way of finding back to the fishing. And if I go back, I have always tried to find a lure that has this more live inside. Most of the lures I found was quite it came in one specific movement, and it doesn't make too much difference. When I was a child, I was also looking for I was in a boat and I could see a injured little prey fish, and it was going around and it was also darting around, and I really studied this, and it has been some kind of a a role model for my looking for the perfect lure. And also, when you have a lure, you often try to make it move around and do the things that's if you try to play with somebody and everything is doing the same thing, it doesn't really trigger your bite reactions. It's only when things do a little bit different, it starts out or something, then the hunting starts. So I was looking for this, and I've been destroying lots of lures during my time of fishing, and finally I start to experiment more and more. And actually, the first lure that we made used this kind of it's an like a kind of lip that is loose, and it's also never doing the same thing every time. It's like a living thing. It's moving and darting, and also this shivering, like a wounded fish often moves with small movements, and also it darts out. So when I first really saw the first prototype using this technique, it was like a hallelujah moment for me. I was standing in the stream and just testing, and then I saw it was almost like living. And I remember I was standing, it was a little bit stream, and when I saw it, I was so excited I almost fall in the stream. So but it was a really strong moment for me, and after that I have been using this technique and tried it in lots of different lures, because it make really the lure move the way I was looking for. So it was really nice, and it gave me a lot of ideas of testing and trying what to do with this. Yeah. And I have tested in different lures, and I had really good experience with lots of fish trying to catch it. So in the first days or first year, I made prototypes and had really fun, and I had a lot of progress, and I thought this is the perfect secret weapon. So I won't say anything to anybody, I just have this for myself. But after a while I thought, this is crazy, it's too good, I need to show the world, because I had so fun, and also my artistic way of looking also liked the line into the water, the living line that's always moving a little bit different. It never do exactly the same thing. So that was the start of the journey.
I mean, that's why you hear so many anglers say you want to create your own, if you want to deflect your lure off of anything and everything, right? It's that erratic bite or that erratic movement that's going to trigger that bite. But to your point, something like a chatterbait, it's just going to do the same thing, right? You can either slow it down or make it fast. What you're saying is you want to create a lure that gives that erratic. You're not entirely sure what it's going to do on the next move. And that's the type of lure that you wanted to make. And so we're going to prove that here in a little bit, because we got some underwater footage. But you're a, like you said, you're an artist, but you're a sculptor, right? Is that your history? Okay. So the idea of sculpting a lure, this is all coming together now. All right. Yeah. So a couple of questions for you. When it comes to, you talked about prototypes. When were you starting all this? I know you started the company in 2015, but when did you start all this prototyping?
Yeah, actually, I've been making some small prototypes for many years, but it was, say, 3-4 years before I started. I think it was 3 years before that I would find out the lip that really make the magic. So after that, I intense the searching and looking for how I can adapt it and use it in different types of lures. And I made soft lures and also more like crankbaits, and and try to see what it could be used for. So, and I find it's used for in very lots of different ways. So it's have been a very interesting journey to see what to do, and I still find new things. So it's really fun to adapt it in different ways, and it can be used in so many different ways. I'm really looking forward also to see what's in the future, because I'm a really curious guy. So I will see.
Yeah, I like it. What was the first lure? So walk us through your first lure prototype, the one that actually got brought to market. Which one was that? So just talk us through the story.
Actually, I was trying to make a lure for trout.
Okay.
And that was the first that I started up. I had testing, and it was quite interesting. But then I also made this kind of pike, also for musky, but in Sweden, and so we have this northern pike. It's a really good challenge and it's very popular. So when I started also this one, we had some we discussed with some guys on the internet and show some small footage, and it was really going up high for this one. So I left the trout lure behind, and it's still not on the market. So,
okay.
But I have tried it a lot, and I developed also for this. But it made this one be the first one that really see the bigger part of outside my studio. So that was the first lure. It's the tail called. It's a hard bait with a soft curly tail with this patented guide lip that's made inside the head. So it's a part of the head.
Okay, so this is going to be your Headbanger Tail 9-inch. Is that what we're looking at right here?
Yes. So that was the first lure.
Okay. Well, those are on significant sale right now, by the way, everybody. They're at $10 for one, but these are primarily, you would say, a musky or pike type of lure. Is that why they were created?
Yeah, but also many different kinds of species, but that's the main.
Yeah, that's size.
I'm sorry, Sebastian, what'd you say?
No, I was just adding that the size 9 inches for sure is meant for pike, I would say.
Right on. Or a ginormous bass. So walk us through. I mean, are they all floating? Is that the design behind this? Or do you have some that sink, obviously, essentially?
Yes, we have different kinds. It's float, sink, and suspending.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm looking at all your colors. You got Verbit, Fire Tiger, Clown, Crappie. How does somebody choose? I mean, this is art for you, right? You're an artist, and so how do you come to? I mean, you only get probably only 10 or 12 different colors to choose from. Why did you choose the colors for these particular lures? These are your babies, so I'm curious.
Yeah, but also it's also knowledge, and it's also I've been discussing with lots of avid anglers, and also it's a combine of what I like and what I think the fish like, and also the knowledge of some fisherman friends also. So we try to find out the colors also that would be working fine. So it have been different kind of knowledge that really decide. We have also made some other colors, but for the moment we have been using and choosing those colors.
Okay.
So, but it's always hard. You always like more and want more, but you need to focus, and maybe next time you can put on. And also there are some other anglers out there that have some special colors. So it's also interesting to discuss and listen to everybody, because fishing is for everybody, and I also like interacting and trying to use the community's knowledge about fishing, and also different water could also need different colors, of course, because of prey fish and everything like that. So
Yeah.
color of water. So it's very interesting because everything is interacting. The fisherman, the water, the fish, and everything. And it never, every day could have different answers also. So the colors could change also. So it's really nice to be in a very challenging and interesting world when you fish.
All right. Now, Sebastian, Dan, I know you guys sent me over a few videos. I don't think we have a video of this one per se, do we?
No, sorry.
I'm looking. All right. No, you're fine. You got a variety of them. I also noticed on your website, these are on sale right now, $9.99, usually $24.99. However, it looks like you have limited stock. Is that because they're selling out, or you're going to discontinue these, or what am I looking at here on your website? You're just waiting to replace them, waiting for the next order?
No, actually, this will stay. It's worked fine, and what to say, it will stay there. So I don't know. Maybe we have some new colors and things like that also. So
yeah. And I think someone told me that you guys are you're replenishing your stock for the new year. So I was talking to one of your teammates. All right, let's move on to a different lure. I like that one, but primarily, I would say the majority of the people who watch the show are bass fishermen, so either largemouth or smallmouth. So let's take a look at your Headbanger Cranky Shad. Do you happen to have that one in front of you, or do you need to bring up the photo?
Yeah, actually, I have this Cranky Shad. This is the biggest one, 5-inch.
That's a big girl. I like it. All right.
Yeah.
So walk us through the origin of this one, why you created this.
Yeah, this is also, it's very easy to throw. And the idea with this is also that it's going to be used, like you can just reel it in, because also this is a different kind of this lip that you also, on the bigger one, if it's really, really cold, you can also I've invented some kind of switch, so you can remove the lip if you just like a slower movement. It's also could be twitching, but also with the lip, it's really nice. Just reel it in, and you can use it twitching, and you can reel and stop, so you can use it in many different ways. And also the inside we have like a reflection and also color on the top, and I think it's really nice finish on this one. And it's also have really good hooks from VMC. Those are
VMC. Okay.
Yeah. And also you can see this is the big one, and this is the smaller one. So we have it in 4 sizes, from like 2.5 inches,
5,
3 inch, 4 and 5 inch. Yes.
Okay.
So
that looks. I like that it's kind of a 2-in-1, right? If it's warmer and you want more erratic action, you keep the lip on. If you want a nice glide, you can take the lip off, and you still got a solid looking, like gizzard type shad looking.
So you have lots of lures in one lure. So
what's your most popular? What's the most popular size?
Many pike fishermen like the bigger one, and also they like me to do an even bigger one, like a 6-inch.
Okay.
But also for the smaller one, it's good for bass, and it's good for
Trout.
perch and trout. It's really good for trout also. And also really fun fish for, and exactly for the 2.5 inch, the grayling. I don't know if you know what it is. It's it's a fish from the more up in the mountains. I never had a better fishing than with the 2.5. So it could fish lots of different species, because it's really looks like a prey fish that many fishes really triggering them to bite. So I think you can fish lots. It's more like what kind of size they like for the day, and also if it's a big and small. So it's really versatile. So you can use it for lots. But for bass, I think it's really nice also, and perch, and as I said, many species.
We have a video of this.
We even used the small size for trolling after landlocked salmon, and had great results as well. So quite interesting.
Now, I believe we do have a video of this, some underwater footage, correct? The Cranky Shad 3-inch, and then so let's go ahead and show that real fast. And then for those listening in, I might narrate it a bit. It's not very long. It's like 16 seconds. So this is the underwater action on this.
Yeah, it's just a normal straight retrieve. So you can see it still do a lot of those motions and have this sometimes goes aside, and I think it's why it's really, and also have these vibrations, and the vibrations are also not really steady. It could do more and less because of the angle of the lip. So it's really interesting.
You know what I like about this? And for those listening in, I mean, it's doing an erratic motion, right? It's going left, it's pulling back right. However, what I really like about it is it's flashing me, right? That shine from like the bottom of the fish that I think would trigger a bite. It does that every, few seconds or so. Especially with that hollow crawl, that color that you just showed me. Man, that's gonna get the attention of
it's really flash
bass, and they're gonna absolutely freaking nail that thing. All right. So that was one video that I had on the Cranky Shad. There's another one titled Shad 22. Sebastian, or Dan, do you know which one that one is, or is that something different?
Yeah, actually, that's the shad. It's another kind of lure.
Oh, okay. That's the Headbanger Shad paddle.
Yes, and it's also in different sizes. It's also a combine of hard lure and a tail in rubber.
Okay, so walk us through. You already talked about the Headbanger Tail. This one's only going to be different in the sense of it's the Headbanger paddle, and like you said, it's a mix.
Yeah,
it's a hard and soft.
Yeah, it's a paddle, and it's also fixed to the body, so it's more like a solid body, but it's also giving the kick from the paddle also makes it a little bit different. And we have this also in like 4.5, 6, and 9.
Yeah. Okay. This is a predatory, musky pike bait primarily, I would imagine.
Yeah. But the small one, also 4.5 inch, it's also got a lot of different species on it.
I bet. Let's go ahead and take a look, see what this does under the water, and feel free to narrate. So this is another 23 seconds. So,
and this is I think it's 6 or maybe 9 inch. I don't know. I'm not sure this one.
I love the eyes on the lip. It's making it like it's searching for food or something off the bottom, and it keeps flashing me those eyeballs. That was pretty sweet. I like it. Let me see if
you see it's a different kind of movements. It's a little bit more solid than if you also compare, but we didn't see any footage of the tail. So but it's very interesting to see how different parts play with the lip. And also this is like if you have an orchestra, so if you put longer parts, and it could be accelerating, and sometimes also it gives like it breaking up the movement. So it's really like having an orchestra trying to make it play together in the best way when I have been designing it. So it's really interesting to see, and also it's interesting to discuss with other anglers what kind of movements would the fish really love to see, and should it be more soft or more aggressive. And so it's nice to have an arsenal with different kinds of movements. So
yeah,
so
I got some comments coming in from those listening in live. Low Life Angro says, I think we were talking about the Cranky Shad. He said, sweet lures. It's like a subsurface jitterbug with the trailer. All right. I like it. Sam Axe says, I'm holding a Headbanger Spitfire topwater. We'll get to that in just a moment. Floating 4.5, 17-gram hollow silver. Got it from a mystery tackle box at Christmas. So it looks like you guys made a good partnership there. What else we got? Next Level Angling. That unscripted movement is deadly. Sam Axe, unpredictable movement. They love it. Next Level Angling. That thing is incredible. It's a pike slayer. I believe we were talking about the Headbanger, the shad with the paddle. And so a lot of comments coming in. You got some I've had a couple people reach out to me before I have you guys on. Like, I'm really excited for tonight's show because you do have such a unique lure in the market, and some people know about it. I mean, you guys are not unknown, but I still feel there's a lot of people out there who are still don't know a whole lot about it. So real quick, let's back out of lures for a second. Is this primarily been a company? Are you trying to break the U.S. market? Are you been in the U.S. market for a while? Tell me kind of the growth of the company and what you guys hope to do moving forward.
So Dan, you could take from the history part, and I can fill in for tomorrow. I mean, for the future.
Yeah, we actually from the start we didn't really know how to move out to the market. So, but actually before we had really find out, there was a lot of European shops and also some avid anglers from US who order from us, and lots of shops in Europe asked us if they could start to sell our Headbanger Tail, the first lure. So that started by people and shops liked us to come to them and sell. But for the US, we thought it was really interesting because it's a really crazy fishing country, and we heard a lot of interesting things. So it's also a challenge, and we was also looking for a way to go there. So, but in the beginning, it was very hard. So we had to start a company in US, like a subsidiary.
Yep. Because
it was very hard to make the delivery into this country, because that was a step that we were discussing and finally took, because we thought it was worth trying, because I've heard a lot of nice stories about really avid anglers in US, and also interesting fish, the bass and the small and the largemouth was like a turbo perch. We heard something, because I've been to US and tried to fish it, and it was really exciting fish to fish. So
all right,
it was nice. Yeah.
So that's kind of the history, bring up to speed. Sebastian, well, I mean, I get it. I mean, the U.S. market is heavily saturated with lures and lure companies. But I believe you bring something very unique to the market that is a niche. untapped niche. So, Sebastian, what does the future? Because I believe Leech essentially bought Headbanger. Right now, you're like one company, correct or incorrect? Help me understand that, and then where are we going in the future with this company? I'm curious.
So first of all, we're trying to build a sort of a fishing house of brands, and this is the start of it. And for Leech, we are not present in the US, but for Headbanger, it's our main market by far, and it will continue to be so. Of course, the biggest issue has been inventory, like it usually is in a small business, but that's something that we will work heavily on with the investments, and also part of the deal why we've merged, because inventory was not meeting the expectations. So basically, that's our main goal for the coming 2 or 3 years. We will keep up the stock, and we will develop new lures. Dan will be in the workshop, and I will stand for the marketing and the sales side in the US. So that's pretty much the plan, to grow and to stay fresh.
Yeah,
with every lure.
So bringing the lures, you're going full bore in the US. So be prepared to see more coming out of Headbanger. You're not bringing Leech over.
We will. We have some synergies to use, and of course that's the dream, and that's the main goal. We will see, maybe end of 25, beginning of 26.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. I look forward to that. All right, let's head back into the tactical lures here, because we haven't yet to talk about the Spitfire. And like I said earlier in the show, I'm really pumped to throw this. I believe the hollow crawl color or whatever it is. But I think we got some underwater action. Well, it's not underwater. It's a topwater lure. Some topwater action. We'll look at this. But Dan, tell me the origin story on the Spitfire. Is this like the second? Is this the third lure? Was this because you had a lot of people like, hey, you got a lot of suspendings, but we need a topwater? How'd this come to be?
Actually, topwater it's a really funny way of fishing, and when you can see something happen on the surface, it's really magic. So we thought we need to make a topwater lure, and also it would be nice to have it so you can work a little bit steady. You can also work it really slow, so you can like fine tune it and make it blow up and spit, but also have this subtle movement when you just a little bit twitch, so it's going around but still making some noise or bubbles on the surface. So it's been many tests, and we decided to go for this moment that the Spitfire finally worked out. So it was an interesting journey, and the first topwater lure we made. So I had lots of fun with it. So it's nice lure, I think.
Yeah, Sam Max says I am definitely going to be using my Spitfire at night as soon as I get the chance. Got some night fishermen up here. I have a little 60-second promo on this, so walk me through what comes to your mind when we show you this. It's got some music to it. It only lasts about 60 seconds, so you can see the action of the Spitfire. Here we go. Ooh, that was a big, fat smallmouth you caught on that thing.
Yeah.
Who's catching all these things? Was that you?
No, it wasn't me. I'm sorry. I would love to.
My buddy caught his personal best on this lure, so I'm looking forward to throwing this. I'm not a big, like, massive topwater guy, but there's something about this I got good feelings about. Just seeing the action of it, how it spits water really well, but also still, it almost creates like a wake for this thing to swim in its wake. So I look forward to throwing this. Any other thoughts before we kind of talk about the next lure on the Spitfire? Sebastian, have you been able to throw this at all? Have you thrown this guy at all, the Spitfire?
I have not, but we tried it in northern Sweden for pike in grass areas.
Okay.
We didn't catch anything because mainly we fished close to the bottom, but I've tried it and I've found it to be working really nice when just reeled steady and slow.
Yeah. Really quick, what is your most popular lure? Most sold lure that you guys have?
The Spitfire is one of them. Yes.
Yeah, Spitfire,
Okay.
Cranky Shad. Yeah.
Okay, that's number 1, number 2. Spitfire, Cranky Shad.
Mm.
All right. I like it.
Yeah.
And so you have these in a couple. You have the Spitfire in the 4.5. You have the Spitfire if you want a larger presentation in the 6.5. And those are the only 2 sizes for those right now, right?
Mm.
All right.
Yeah, we'll see. There we have some desires for a bigger one for muskie, but we don't know, and also some smaller one for some other species. But we'll see what's happening.
All right. So,
but the topwater is really nice, but it's different. Some when it's really hot, it's really nice fishing, but some during daytime it could be hard sometimes. But mornings and evenings and when you really catch those moments, I really like it. It's like something special when you can see something coming up and eating your Spitfire.
yeah, I like it. Sam commenting in, day or night, that video gets me jacked. Just looking forward to try it out. Sam, if you're anything like me, there's ice on the water right now, and so it's almost torture not to be able to go out there and try something that looks out right now. All right, let's move on. Let me share my screen here. I was going to head over to the Headbanger website. It's going to be headbangerlures.com if you're interested in checking this out. And I'm looking at your Headbanger Rockerhead down here. So let's take a look. Walk me through. So instead of discontinue to create lures, you're like, hey, we're going to put this patented lip on the front. And this even looks different on the other lips. And you can hook up your soft plastics to it.
Oh, yeah. That's made for all kind of creature baits. And also some more fish-like baits also.
So,
but I can show. Yeah, you can make it work for anything. Also, the hook is a little bit special made.
I see that.
Yeah, if you can show. I can show. This is a new crawl, the raw crawl. But here you can see the Rockerhead lip and also the hook. But the nice thing with this hook is like you don't need to skin hook. Maybe if you really throw it, skipping it, maybe. But you can see it doesn't. You don't if you don't skin hook. It's easier for the hook to be very easy to catch for the fish, and then it will be going back, so it can keep hide inside the lure, but still is really nice for.
Yeah, it's got a nice, really wide gap. Are those VMC hooks as well? Are you hooks? All the hooks VMC?
Yes, but I have designed this hook because it's the hook with this special
That
Angle.
design that make it stay where it should.
okay.
And also for this one, it's the new raw craw that's put on this one. So
Is that
it's
your
a
new
quite
soft
natural
plastic?
craw that. Pardon?
Is that your new soft plastic or a different soft plastic?
Yeah, it's a new one. It's and it's quite natural looking, but it also can swim. So I think I haven't seen any more lifelike ones that could swim also. So probably it will be the first one.
Okay.
We'll see.
Well, I got some underwater footage here. It's a 38-second. And you have, I believe it's a rocker. These are rocker heads.
Yeah,
this is a lizard.
It's a Rockerhead, but it's also with the lizard, I think.
Right.
We
Yep.
can show.
All right. Here
And
we go,
it's
folks.
also very nice combo because the head of the Rockerhead looks like a head for the lizard. So it's also a design that it's made together. But you can use it in many different. It's also possible to use together with more fish-like.
Okay.
This is also a new coming.
Was that a banger
It's
shed?
Yeah, it's a Banger Shad 9 and 12 centimeter. So it's like just below 4-inch and 5-inch.
So you designed all your soft plastics to mate with your rocker head or bottom heads that you guys make. Yes.
Yeah,
no?
this one. Yeah, but this you can use on anything, any way of you like, different kind of.
Okay. Let me show this video
applications.
how this reacts underwater.
please.
So everyone's like, here we go. So it's gonna be
Yeah.
38 seconds. Here we go. All right. So you can talk over this one.
Yeah, because you can see the lizard. It's the Rockerhead make it swim. I think it really looks like a swimming lizard because it moves the arms and you can use it in other applications, but with the Rockerhead you can see that it swims more natural.
Right.
And also you can use it. We have now coming the next year we will have also this new TPE material made.
Oh, super stretchy.
Super stretchy, and also when you stop on the bottom it will raise a little bit, so it will looks like it's eating on the bottom even when it's still. So it's and also very durable, and so it's lots of nice features as I see.
Yeah, that's just some sick action on it. And you're right. It's
yeah,
the soft plastic itself is designed well because it looked like it's kicking through the water, but the rocker head's making that look like the tail is propelling it through the water.
Yeah.
Man, I had someone just what they just say. Let me head over here to the comments. They're like, Ronnie Brown's like, that is sick. Low Life says, hey, I know I've heard those hooks on other fishing channels, which is good. Yeah, this is looking good. All right, so that's gonna be the Rockerhead. I know you guys sell those for a 3-pack for $12.99. And just so everybody knows, just because I'm reading it on their website right now, you guys do a flat rate shipping, $5. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
if
so far we've been going with that.
Yeah, and free shipping over $99. So it's not one of those things where they do it. It kind of keeps on growing. It's just $5 flat. All right, let's take a look at some of the other options you guys have here. Let's go back to your tackle, and we talked about the Cranky Shad. We talked about Spitfire. You got this. Looks like the biggest lure on your website, the Headbanger Colossus Curly 12.
Yeah.
That's a musky monster. Jeez.
That's a musky. Yeah.
All right. That is
it's a 12
beast.
Inch. Yeah.
Now, if you go over to your Instagram page,
that one push a lot of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You go to your Instagram page, got some big musky on it. So
yeah, it's caught a lot of big pikes and muskies on this one. So it's really nice, and you can go quite slow also, and quite 3.5. Let's see, you use miles per hour, or
Yep.
it's around like 1.2 up to 4 miles per hour. So you can. It's really versatile for the speed also. So it's and also it's really nice hooks 5.0 hooks.
Okay, you got 5/0 on there.
In
5/0 trebles. That's a big girl right there. But
yeah,
it looks like a solid lure, but they're not incredibly expensive. They're only $40. And for musky lures, that could be pretty good, folks. If you know the musky lure, those things can be really expensive, but it looks nice for $40. All right.
Yeah, we thought it should be a nice catch for the fishermen too.
And those tails, by the way, once the muskie rip them off because they're vicious, you can buy extra tails, right? So it's got a soft plastic tail on it,
but actually most of them were try to hit here, and so it stays really good, even if you have. I have someone that's really ripped off by all the teeth. So still the tail with working on it.
All right.
A fun fact about this one: we tried. It's mainly used for spring fishing, for pre-spawning big pike for us.
Okay.
We tried it with so it's mostly a suspending bait. We tried it with the weights on the fluorocarbon by the top of it, so it sank and it stayed like half a meter above the bottom, reeled in really slow, and it was actually outperforming our other lures completely for cold weather pike.
All right, I like it. We're gonna move on. I got a video for this one coming up. This is going to be, let me share my screen so you guys can see. We're heading back over to headbangerlures.com. Let me get this shared. All right, and I'm looking at a harness. This is a Rockerhead Dive Stinger harness. So walk us through why you created the harness and what this pairs really well with what I imagine is going to be.
Actually, we... it's a very popular there in Europe. This kind of this is the banger shad. It's like 27 centimeters. I'm not sure exactly how many inches this is.
I mean, it looks like a 9-inch. Looks like a 9-inch soft plastic.
It's
right?
a 12, I think.
It's a 12. Okay, it's a long girl.
Yeah. So because it's really it's a little bit thinner, but it's really nice when you on the drop. It's paddles very nice, so you can go really slow. But what we were missing, was the more swimming action, because all of these paddle tails just kick with a little bit belly flash, but we were also like to accelerate and make some more swimming moving also. So that's why this lip was created, and also it's keep it down. But if you want to go for a special depth, you can go down, and this also keep it there instead of just going upwards directly as many other. If you don't have this one, it will go like this. Now it could keep the desired depth much more longer, just from until you come to the boat. Okay. So it's really nice in many ways, and it also gives a very interesting way of swimming. Actually, we didn't have any video sending to you, but you can, on the website you can check it out a little bit, the way it swims.
Well, I have a bottom rocker video. But it must not be on the shad that you're talking about.
No, it's a little bit related to this one, but
okay,
it's a brand new design, because a friend of mine, the informal fisherman Nick, had a desire for keeping, but it's another.
Yeah, so
we're
this
discussing.
one is in the assortment now, and
Mhm.
we use it for many types of lures, both curly tail and the shads. And there's a new one for creature baits coming next.
Oh, that's the one I got the video of. So can we play
Yeah.
that now?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
walk me through as this is playing, because I don't believe it has audio. If you have audio, they won't be able to hear us, but it doesn't have audio. So walk us through what we're looking at.
And this is a brand new one that will meet the audience next year. This is the one that could keep the bottom even when you burn it. And
Oh
also,
man, I can't. I want to
and
throw
also
this in the river.
you
for
can let it
smallmouth.
down. You can let it down to a desired depth, and you can keep it quite good at this depth. Even, and also at the bottom you can do like this, like a crayfish crawdad, doing those quick movements and stay. And also the raw craw is made for combining with this one, so it's actually designed together to really match.
I love. I'm watching.
This is a prototype, so and it's the blue. I have 3D printed this lip, so it's
okay,
also
it's
a way
prototype.
for me
Got it.
to make prototypes. It's really nice to.
What I like about it, I can already tell. I fish rivers for smallmouth, and if you make one relatively small, I love how the weighted rocker is kicking up the sand in the bottom, making it look like the crayfish is literally scooting away, because that's what would happen. And it's going to keep that contact with the bottom because it's weighted pretty significantly. And I would imagine that you'd be able to pull that through rounded rocks fairly nicely. And so when's that one coming out? That's what I'm excited about, that one.
You will see it next spring.
Oh, next spring.
2025.
No.
This spring.
That's
this
a couple
spring.
of months.
Oh, okay, this spring. Okay.
Yeah. Now it's all past New Year. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
Scott Black
it's
said,
soon we'll see. So and it's also, it's not just the weight, it's also the special design of the lip that makes it stay down there. So it's swimming down, and it's designed like the tail of the crayfish, the crawdad.
okay.
So,
Man.
and it will be one like color will be the green pumpkin, and also this is a smaller one. It will be also transparent, so it's more like you can use anything,
any
color you like. It's so if you like it to be more invisible in the water, it will more disappear. But sometimes maybe also you would like to keep it, make it more like a solid form. So you can choose which you like.
What are the sizes on that? Is there just going to be those two sizes?
It's made for like 3-inch and 4-inch rubber. You can put different kinds of rubber on it, also creature baits. And
I got a couple comments over here. And by the way, if you're listening and if you have a question for Dan or Sebastian, go ahead and throw that in now. Scott Black from the comments says, these are some of my favorite baits. That's good to hear. The fishing mortician, adding that teardrop weight is a great idea. Awesome. Low Life Angler says, for sure, that's an Ohio mid-July bait, 100%. So everyone's loving this. All right, so we talked about a lot of what you have. You got the Rockerhead stingers. We kind of talked about that. Talked about you got the banger crawls, you got banger bugs, you got banger lizards, you got your banger shads. We talked about those. The things we didn't talk about is your kind of firetails and your banger ribs, which are going to be, let me go ahead and bring those up. Let me share my screen here. Head you back over to the website here where you can find these guys. So where would you how would you rig these up with the tackle that you guys have? Because this is an 8.5. Is this what you would throw on one of your stingers?
Yes, it's made for the stingers. So
Okay.
you can use, like, we have like one with it's like a Rockerhead for bigger lures. So and it's works very well both with the this fire tail and the fire tail. We don't. Yeah, we can see videos maybe on the in the web, our website, but the tail is making a really nice, a little bit belly flash, but also making it swims with and without this one. So it has a special way of swimming because of this design of the tail. But together with this Rockerhead, you got a little bit of a weight, so you can drop it, but also it gives really extra swimming movements. So, and we also have another one made of PC, polycarbonate, transparent, for the shallow. It's called shallow lip and the shallow stinger, and it also works very well together with this one. And then you can go really close to the surface, and sometimes if you go up in speed, you can go up and maybe also break the water a little bit and stay maybe 10 centimeters below the surface. So it's a really nice one. And if you put some weight in maybe in front of the line, you can also keep it really slow, swimming a lot just on the bottom. So you can experiment with, which I was fishing with Sebastian also, with this, having the weight maybe half a meter or in front of, so you can, if you like, go deeper in fishing, but otherwise it will be quite shallow. It's also another stinger.
Okay.
So
switching gears here, I'm looking at the Headbanger Rockerhead X. So this reminds me of a company that went out of business here in the United States called Trapper Hooks, which they had that kind of design to pin the lip of the bass once it goes past the barb. Are you bringing this one back? Sebastian laughs at me.
No, so I think then this is your idea as well. I mean, of course, somebody else
because
thought about it, but yeah.
No, because the idea is to have the hook on. It's an exposed hook.
Oh, okay. So it is different. All right. So you're. Okay. Now I see the logic behind it. I'm going to bring you out so you can see.
You can see. So the idea with this hook, it's you can make it really straight, easy, and also otherwise, if you have just a normal hook, it will come up quite close to the head. So many when you're grabbing a little bit behind, you will miss. But with this X hook, it will come more in the middle, so you can have some extra fishes that don't really grip when it's too much in the front. And also it's very hard to make it straight with this. When you go through, it's more easy to also make better balance, because on the bottom of the stomach there the iron will make it more stable in the swimming action.
Okay, so that's an exposed hook. I like it. Well, I think we've gone through a lot of what you guys have available now. The question is, Sebastian, Dan, you're like a mad scientist when it comes to lures. Like, you think of something, you just go create it, sculpt it, make it happen. I love it. You told us what your best selling lures are. What's your best selling colors?
I would say it's it depends on if we're talking North America or Europe, because it differs a lot.
Okay, what about North America?
I would say that the fire tail is always good. Those normal, so to say, colors, and we also have some colors that are named in Swedish, which are very, very popular here, but we use the same name. So
Oh,
like
okay.
the color which is named Figis, it's like a coward in Sweden.
Okay.
So
I
it's
saw
a
that in
word.
one of your colors.
Yeah, so that's translated to coward, and that's quite a popular color also in the US. But I guess that the normal colors which you see in every other lure brand with the same name, I guess those are the ones selling the best.
Okay, so you're just pulling colors.
Yeah,
Keeping the name.
I think it's familiar colors that sells best, but then
Yeah.
you have like the burbot color. It's a niche color perhaps, but it's really nice.
Yeah, 100%. All right. So give me a vision for the future of Headbanger, Sebastian and Dan, if you want to chime in on this. What in the new year? Obviously, you're full bore on bringing this to the U.S. market. We're obviously you can go on your website and order. There are gonna be other places we're gonna be able to find you? What are some things you have on the horizon that we could be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so today we're not really present in the business to business area in the US. We have some cooperations, but not many. We are in 2 Cabela stores mainly, I would say 2 or 3 in Canada, and we're working for a deeper relationship there, and hopefully making it into the US as well for Cabelas. We're also on Amazon, which we will make. As I said earlier, I was talking about inventory, which is our main problem today. So we need to stock up both for Amazon and both for the website, and also maintaining the stores in order to keep the lures in stock.
Yeah.
So that's the inventory plan and I guess roadmap. But as for lures,
Yeah. Anything
we
new?
will have Dan working as usual, and even more now. We hopefully can lift a lot of other stuff off of him, so he can continue and develop and designing. So basically that's our plan, and we will add more staff, of course, along the road. Right now we're only 3 people working operational, so we will keep at it and try to grow without losing the DNA. That's the main goal, to not sell out and become ordinary in any way, really. So we won't really push out loads of new baits if they're not staying on track with the DNA.
What would you say the DNA is?
Irrational movement, and the lip, the patented lip, is the DNA.
Okay, so this could be a mainstay in all the lures to come, which is, I think you guys are going to do well, right? Anglers are always looking for that something different, right? Something that bass hasn't seen 1,500 other times or 5 times that day. They haven't seen that chatterbait or that bladed jig, and they're always looking for that little something different. If you're looking for that little something different, folks, you need to take a look at headbangerlures.com. I know I'll be putting an order fairly soon, and I was waiting until I heard you guys talk about it first. So I already have some ideas of what I'm going to want to bring into my lure selection, into my tackle box. This is going to be the unique, the different, and maybe that little erratic motion and that little something different that might get that big to bite. So this is good. I'm excited for you guys. I really believe you have a future. I see success in your future. It looks like you. I mean, not only are your lures unique, you're also putting the right hooks on them, right? VMC hooks. I had a chance to feel mine a minute ago, and I can tell they're not. Ouch! See, really sticky. Just put one inside of my side of my thumb right now. You can tell they're just made well. So looking forward to putting this to the test. And I haven't talked to a single person who has used these and they're like, oh man, I don't like them because of this. They've always said these things are freaking awesome. So best of luck to you both. Now, obviously, you guys, headbangerlures.com. You're on Facebook. You're on Instagram. You're on YouTube. Any other places?
Not for now. We're planning on TikTok, but that's also a question of time, I guess.
3 people. Yeah, you're all burning. You're burning on both ends there. My goodness. Yeah. Small but mighty little shop you guys got going on. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. It's 3:30 a.m. So I'm gonna let these guys go back to freaking sleep, folks. And we're gonna everyone's gonna go to bed right now. But Dan, Sebastian, I appreciate you both. Look forward to trying out your lures myself personally. And head over there, guys, headbangerlures.org. And I will be back. It's like .com. And I'll be back on the show next week. I don't even know who I have next week. Job's a little crazy now. Life's a little crazy now. But we're going to have someone next week. And just don't know. I don't remember who they are right now. But I'll see you next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on the Kayak Fishing Obsessed podcast. You guys have a great night. See ya.
Bye-bye.